In this video, I will show you exactly how I got this channel from 0 subscribers to monetized in 2 weeks from one video, and my first channel ever monetized in 6 weeks. I will also showcase some examples to make it easier to follow. And essentially, the big secret, just spoiler alert before we get started, is you want to make videos that people want to watch. And how you find that out is the tricky part, right? I'll be showing you how I did, so let's get started. So the first and the most important step, I would say, is research. By that I mean doing your research and finding topics and keywords that are high in demand and low in competition. That applies to new and existing channels. The only difference will be if you have yet to create your channel, you have more flexibility in choosing your first few topics. So the process is pretty simple, starting with creating a list of keywords. How you pick your keywords is up to you. You can do what I did in my first channel, where I found a list of highest paid niches and I looked for keywords in those niches. What I think is better is just to go on YouTube and go through your feed and look at what videos that are present in your feed and make channels around those. You're gonna spend a lot of time consuming and researching the topic and having a genuine understanding, like a deeper understanding of the topic of what people really want. If you are interested in that topic, it will be a lot easier for you. So when you do your research, you can do one of two things, right? You can do manual research. So using the manual search, what you are trying to do is understand the niche needs, wants, interest, by using blogs, articles, social media, etc. So for example, recently I've been really interested in productivity. So let's say I'm trying to start a channel in this niche. First thing I will do is try to see if there's an opportunity for me to provide value in this niche. I will look for tools, questions, or keywords that I think are interesting and where I can add some form of value, and take note of those keywords and add them to my list. You can also use tools that show the search volume of a given keyword. So like Google Trends, which can even show the current trending keywords, or Keyword Tool IO, where you can look at some keyword ideas. All these are helpful when you first start, but over time you will notice they don't change that much. So you have to do some manual search at the end to dig out some of the new keywords or topics to cover. So after you create your list, you want to narrow it down using a tool called vidIQ, which will allow you to find the competition of keyword relative to demand on YouTube. So you're gonna go to Keyword Inspects, search for each keyword by looking at the suggested result by vidIQ, and what we are looking for is search volume in the ranges of 100k or even more, and competition levels of low to potentially medium. And this is to create your channel around and get it to rank quickly on YouTube. There aren't many keywords in that range, especially low-level competition ones, but you can use them to make your first few videos, and the rest could be 20k or more in search volume, low competition as well. And that's essentially what I did for my first channel. If you find this keyword, you're more likely to grow quickly, as those topics or sub niches will be relatively untapped. One more thing that I forgot to mention was I sometimes subconsciously I actually look up YouTube channels using the keyword that I'm targeting. So I will go and look for other channels that are small and are actually doing well using those keywords, just a way to assure myself that it's actually kind of worked. So yeah, just check out other small or relatively small channels that use the keywords that you researched and see if they are doing well. The next step is creating the content, and the process that I follow is I break down the video creation process into two categories. You're either gonna have visuals, so that could be the graph, the cuts, the edits, essentially anything that you display mid-video or makes your videos engaging. For that, I use Canva to create complex animations, especially for people who have zero editing experience coming into this, like me. Canva makes the process a lot easier. Simply open Canva and you can pick between presentation and video editing. The second part is recordings, so stuff like this, like when I'm or sharing my screen. So those are recordings, and also those gonna have to be cut, right, edited. And you can use actually few tools that can save you a lot of time that I found along the way, which are this tool, which I don't see anyone talk about. It's completely free on GitHub, and what it allows you to do is cut your video based on your pauses. So you can talk in your videos just like this, and then pause and then talk, and if you add this clip to the software, it will cut it for you. So it saves you a tremendous amount of time, and in the process you can just record your video, video and then stop, gather your thought, or read off script if you have one. And another tool is the one that is an Adobe Audition, and this tool essentially just cut out the pauses as well in my voice audio. So if I use this tool to cut out the part where I stop talking, right? So yeah, both those tools save me a lot of time. I spent so many hours in the beginning just like manually cutting the pauses in my videos, and yeah, those save you like a lot of time. At least I will say 30-40% of your time if you edit your videos yourself, which you should, I will say in the beginning, just to get an understanding of how the process look like. So with that out of the way, now that you have your videos, the third step is optimization. So the third and final step is optimization. By that I mean optimizing your thumbnail, title, and description. Some actually have the creation of thumbnail as their first step or second step before they even create the videos. That's because of how important thumbnails are. To me, honestly, when I was creating the thumbnails, especially for my first channel, it was super simple. I used Canva, where I essentially had text and image. So text, image, all my videos were just essentially text and image. And text was just saying kind of the result, the outcome, what you want to see, want to know about. And then the picture was essentially either a visual that supports the text or a face or illustration, right? I will say I'm not an expert in this topic. I just keep my thumbnails pretty simple, but I heard a really good tip that I'm always keep in mind when I create my thumbnails or when I look at thumbnails. You have to be able to describe your thumbnail in one sentence. So if you look at my first thumbnails, you can see I start a new channel or I'll blow up a YouTube channel just from my looking at my picture, right? And for both in general, you want to look at your competitors and try to see what is doing well. So you can search your niche, look at the titles, look at the thumbnails. The ones that are doing well, just take the elements, some elements of those thumbnails. So in my case, if you see here, this guy had an explosion that worked really well, so I added to my thumbnail. And yeah, you just take some elements of videos that work and add them to your videos. And then the description, the title, I'm gonna go further and add more context to the image. So you see that I started a YouTube channel as a beginner, so you wouldn't be able to tell I was a beginner from the thumbnail. You wouldn't be able to tell it took 30 days and stuff like that, right? So you add more detail to the thumbnail. That's the idea. And your title, you want to add keywords. So whatever keyword you found on your research, you can add them in the title. And your description, you can use ChatGPT for that. That's what I used. Essentially just tell ChatGPT the title of my video and what it's about to generate a description for me. And yeah, that is all. For the thumbnail, I really suggest that you just look videos online. I'm sure there's much in-depth videos that are better on this topic, but from my experience, just keep it simple and you will be fine. Just use Canva for that. And yeah, that is all. That's like this three-step process. At the end of the day, I say just make videos that add value to the viewer and people gonna watch. If you want to blow up, add value to where the demand is. So look for the demand. Look for topics that are in demand and then make videos on that. So yeah, that is all. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, take care. Bye. For that, you can use